Yo, traders, welcome to the live stream. Trader Tom here from Simply Forex, and I am with you for the next 40 minutes, guys. All right, so don't be shy. Come say hello, get all your questions in, and we will answer as many as we can. Let me bring up the live chat, and hopefully today you can hear me, because yesterday there were technical difficulties, but it wasn't us. I was going to blame the editor like I always do, but it was YouTube, I believe. Yeah, so yeah, apologies if you did tune in yesterday, guys, and there was no sound. But, you know, at least we got to spend some time together. Right, we're going to start with trades that I'm looking at. All right, so there's a couple of trades that I'm looking at right now. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on them. Literally, maybe entering a trade sooner rather than later on pound Swiss franc is one of them. So let's start here. We'll take a look at my trades and what I'm looking at, guys. We'll take as many of your questions as we can. And let's take a quick look at the economic calendar as well, right? So we've had some OPEC meetings coming out. So we'll take a quick look at oil as well. Right, so pound Swiss franc, we may have an entry coming up, guys, right? So, yeah, OPEC monthly report. We'll take a quick look at oil and see what impact that has had, if any. Can you hear the birds tweeting outside my window? And I'm talking about the feathered variety. Also, guys, later on, if you're in any US dollar pairs, we do have some, big news coming out there. CPI data coming out for US dollar pairs, and then also big news for Canadian dollar, right? We've got the interest rate, and they're actually looking to keep their decrease their interest rate to 3.25%. All right, so big news coming out later. Lots of news for the CAD, right? You've got oil and you've got interest rate. Okay, so just to make you aware of all of that, guys. And why am I getting alarms on my pound Swiss franc chart? Well, let me explain, right? So daily, I bloody love the daily chart, right? So let's take a quick look at daily. Okay, so here we are, right? We are clearly in an uptrend. We're getting higher lows, all these highs through here. It was a little bit scruffy in here, but it broke, right? This daily candle has broken all of these scruffy little candles, right? And we are clearly in an uptrend and have lots of room to move into, right? Now, if we drop down to the H4, we have had a nice deep retrace, right? So, yeah, again, let's just track H4 structure. We're in an uptrend. And like I say, guys, we've had a nice deep retrace into here, okay? Now, the final piece of the puzzle is an M15 structure break, right? And I've incorporated this because sometimes I've been getting into these H4 retraces too early. So I've added a system, right? I've just added another piece of confluence, which is an M15 structure break, right? And it's been, yeah, I've back tested it and it's been giving some good results as well, guys. All right. So it's just a little addition I've made. Okay. But, we're liking buys from here. I would take profit up here, leave some profit to run. Now, if we drop down to the M15 chart, right, I will enter this trade, okay, if we get a break. So if we look at M15 structure right now, if in 9-10 minutes, right, we get a break of this level, this last high here, I will enter this trade. All right, so we'll keep an eye out for that, guys. I'll come back to that in 10 minutes. Also, EuroCAD I'm looking at. I can see CJ is in the EuroCAD buys. Yeah, I like your trade. I'm probably going to move this to here. And the same is true of Euro Canadian dollar, guys, right? So it's exactly the same setup, right? We like the day chart. Okay, clearly in an uptrend, right? Higher lows, higher highs. We've retraced to this last piece of resistance here, right? And it's proven to be good support and resistance before, right? We've already had a nice big bullish wick on the daily candle, right? And I'm looking to get into this. Now, if we look at the H4, we are in a H4 downtrend. Okay, we are, right? We're in a H4 downtrend, lower highs, yeah, lower lows, right? But, you know, these lows look like they're holding, right? If we get a nice bullish reaction. But if we look at the H1, right, you know, we're also in a H1 downtrend, I would say. But you can clearly see there's a bit of a level through here that's been forming, right? And that's an M15 level. Okay, so if we look at the M15 chart, right, it's got down to this low, then it's like, I don't know what to do with myself, right? So if we get a break out of this consolidation to the upside, CJ, I shall be joining you with Euro Canadian dollar buys, right? Put my stop below here, look to take price higher. So a couple of important 15-minute candles forming right now. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on them. I'm even going to put an alarm in there to see if that continues. Looks like that level might hold, but let's see. I'm going to put an alarm in there. Let me just move it. Okay. So I don't miss it, guys. In EuroCAD, yeah, my alarm's in the right place. So let's see what happens with those guys. I'm looking to buy both of them. And they're the only trades I'm looking at. Gold, we missed, right? I was down the gym for gold. Gold absolutely flew off a beautiful level, right? Look at that. It literally touched this level here to the pip. That is a very piss poor resistance level I drew there. There we go. Okay, so pound Swiss franc. All right, we'll come back and look at that in 7 minutes. But look at that, guys. Look at that on the H4. Right, but it was one of those, you know, you blink and you miss it. It literally come down, touched that area of support and shot off. And like I say, guys, I was down the gym. And then when price is up here, you know, I've missed a trade, right? No big deal. It's okay, right? Nobody died. You know, don't suffer with FOMO. There's another trade around the corner, literally with EuroCAD and pound Swiss franc. And that's where I, so missed out on that, guys, right? But no problem. But once it's gone up to here, there's no real value up here in buying gold, right? This was the value area. So there you go, guys. And also yen. Yen had a funny little blip down before it moved up. And I was actually in this trade. Now I'm just in a horrible hedge because it just whipped down and whipped up, right? So on the H4, guys, before this candle finished forming, right, I was in this trade. Okay. Again, it was H4, right? It was, you know, had a nice bullish H4 candle. Everything was looking good. I was going to take price back up, you know, to potentially, you know, these highs, if not further, right? And yeah, then we got this candle. Kapow, right? So yeah, very volatile move on the yen, right? But yen weakness, right, come flooding through. And if you look at any yen pair, guys, look at that. That is quite a move to the upside, right? Any yen pair, we've just seen this yen weakness come through, and there's been no real, you know, news related. There was no economic releases. There was no nothing I could find in any of the feeds, right? It's just a very strong yen move and yen weakness, basically. Right, so that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, remind me to keep an eye on pound Swiss franc, guys, and I will enter that trade. And you can hear me. This is marvelous. Yesterday we couldn't. So Brett, how are you, May? Full King Pepe, good morning. CJ, yeah, so EuroCAD buys, I like them, mate. I'm looking to get into them. Ravi, how are you? So yeah, so CJ asked, what do you think about the yen stuff this morning? Just you're gonna get, you know, a volatile move now and again, right? And a volatile move that you cannot plan for, right? I remember, you know, when I was selling pound Canadian dollar, right? And as I was selling pound Canadian dollar, right, I wanted CAD strength. Old Trumpy boy, my mate Trump, honestly, ever since he's got into the presidency, I've just found it, you know, the market's a little tricky. But he started saying about how he's going to put tariffs on Canada and Mexico and China, right? And then the CAD just got extreme weakness, which is what I didn't want, right? So that kind of news you can't legislate for, right? It's not planned, it's not in the schedule, and it just goes against you. And it's similar here. Maybe we'll find out later that there is something that was the catalyst for this yen weakness. But the truth of the matter is you can't do a thing about it because it's not planned, right? You know, when it comes out on the economic, you know, when we look at the economic calendar, guys, right, this is all planned, right? You can plan ahead. Yeah, maybe you're in a US dollar pair. You can sort of, you know, take some profit or move your stop loss. We can plan a little bit, right? But this move on the yen is not an economic data release. Okay, so we're going to get them now and again. That is part of trading. So yeah, there you go, CJ. You know, just sometimes you're going to be on the wrong side of it. Sometimes you're going to be on the right side of it. It just so happens the last 2 times I've been on the wrong side of it. So bugger off, Trump and bloody yen. Right, what else are we looking at? So Ravi makes a good point, right? And Ravi, yeah, no, I won't be entering EuroCAD before this, right? So we have Canadian dollar news, right? We have the interest rate decision coming out. Now, the US dollar news, yeah, if it was just US dollar news, I would take that Euro Canadian dollar trade. But yeah, I'm gonna, you know, with EuroCAD, I'm saying this would be the catalyst for my entry. But Euro Canadian dollar, yeah, you need to wait and see what happens with the bank, you know, the BOC interest rate decision. But pound Swiss franc, let's take a quick look at this. Right, is looking good for an entry in approximately, you know, 1 minute 20 seconds. So if this holds, right, and breaks above this M15 structure, right, I'm going to take this trade, guys. So we're just going to hold on, guys. We're just going to see if this does break this M15 structure. Okay, so just to let you know, guys, and I will put this trade in the VIP after the live stream into the VIP Academy, right? So this would be my target back up to these highs. And I'll probably give my stop a little bit of room and put my stop somewhere below here. I give it a little bit of room to play out. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. We've got 30 seconds left to see if, okay, it may not break. If it doesn't break that level, I'm not interested. So we've got another 30 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. Anyone got a good joke? Anyone? Anyone? Jimmy Noodle's always good for a joke. Have I heard any good jokes recently? Right, bear with me 1 second, guys. So, okay, so that hasn't broke, guys, all right? So not interested in this trade just yet. That is not an M15 structure break. So we will carry on as we are. Let me go back to the live chat. I had my broker at the ready and everything. Let's have a quick look at EuroCAD, see if that's okay. So that's still got a little bit of room to go as well. Right, what else are we looking up? Mills, how are we? Hi, sir. Can you check out New Zealand dollar, US dollar? Yes, I can. Before I do, if I could ask everyone to please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button, guys. We'd love to have you. If you haven't already, please come join our trading community, right? It's free. Yeah, we have a free Discord channel. You can talk to like-minded traders. You can talk, share knowledge, ideas. So come join the free Discord. And also, today's video is sponsored by Pepperstone. So if you're looking for a broker, a world-class broker that is compatible with TradingView, razor-tight spreads, and they are willing to give you free access to our VIP Trading Academy if you switch to their broker, and they will give you a TradingView premium subscription as well if you switch to Pepperstone. Okay, so guys, what are you waiting for? Check out Pepperstone. Right, Mills, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Yeah, let's do this. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the weekly. Right now, this is literally at a weekly level. Right, so look at this weekly level over here. It's already bounced off once. Right. A couple of weeks ago, this was looking like, this green candle was looking like the catalyst to go higher. All right. But we never got a daily structure break, which I will show you. And now it's come back down and it's back at these lows again in here. So immediately, I do not want to sell New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So just looking at the weekly chart, a sell is not an option for me. Right? So let's get some more information though. And if we go to the day chart, it just goes to show how important a daily structure break is, right? Because, this is basically, this selection of candles here is basically that, that large bullish weekly candle that looked like this, right? And, if you were thinking, right, got a big bullish weekly candle, right? We could buy potentially up to here, right? If not further. But it doesn't matter because we don't get a daily structure break. And in fact, we're kind of here now, right? We're still in a downtrend. All right. So this level is very important for New Zealand dollar, US dollar. And this level is very important for New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? So, yeah, this is what we're dealing with in terms of levels, and I don't want to buy it, right? We're in a downtrend, yeah, and perhaps if we got a really nice big bullish candle, right, you could do an against trend trade, but even then I'm a little reluctant, but you could, right? But these candles here are not telling you to buy that. So New Zealand US dollar is just just a no trade for me. All right, so we need to see something happen here. For me to buy it, I would like to see something like this. Bang, we get a daily structure break, right? You could be waiting weeks for that, but that's what I would like to see to buy New Zealand dollar, US dollar. And for me to sell New Zealand dollar, US dollar, I will need to show you on the weekly chart, right? I would be waiting for a weekly candle that breaks that level. Not a daily candle, a weekly candle, because this is a weekly level, right? But I just can't see it happening, right? And if it does happen, look at all the free air we have down to this level here, right? So, yeah, we'll see, right? I'm not, like I say, guys, I'm not all about making predictions. I'm about dealing with facts and what the chart is telling you. So, this chart is telling me to just stay away from New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So don't mean to sit on the fence, Mills, but this is how you've got to analyze the charts and make sure you have a good trade, right? A high probability trade. Michael, how are you? Hi, Tom. Traders, how are you, mate? Brett, what do we think about silver? Okay, let's take a look at silver. Ha ha! I have to do my silver impression. Right, this was an old target. Let's get this out of the way. Right now, weekly is in an uptrend. All right. So I was sort of looking at the facts, guys. I was pausing. I was looking at the facts of this chart. So let's look at the facts one at a time, right? So the first one is, what is the trend, right? And I would say that is in an uptrend. Okay. Not, I would say, most people would say that's in an uptrend, right? We're getting higher lows. These lows through here have held, and we're getting higher highs, right? We're in an uptrend. Now, there is a level through here, though. That's the problem, right? We're in an uptrend, but we're at this potential resistance level, right? It was resistance here. It was resistance here. And it also looks like potentially, right, a head and shoulders pattern. Right? You know, that's why I'm conscious of this level. So if I had to trade it, I would buy it, right? Because I still think potentially we could have some room up to here, but I'm very conscious of this level through here. Okay. So that's just the facts of the chart, right? What we're looking at. Now, if we look at the day chart as well, now you can see this daily level through here as well, right? It gets more illuminated because you can see it has more touches, right? It's proven to be a very good level, right? Now, you know, it's between a rock and a hard place. Again, let's look at the facts, right? This is like this. It's now in an uptrend, okay? Fact. So really, I want to buy it, right? It's in an uptrend, okay? But this is resistance, and this is nice support, and it's bouncing off nice support as we speak. So, you know, chances are it can make its way back up to these highs. So, yeah, if I had to trade silver, guys, well, not if I had to, I'm leaning towards buying silver, right? And I really like gold buys as well. So that sort of plays into what I'm seeing here on the silver chart. Because, you know, again, this setup, right? When price breaks and then it retests, right? Look at this level through here. When that happens, you know that is a beautiful entry for buying back up to here. Okay, so what do we want to see on the lower time frame? So let's take a look at the H4. I would say the H4 has held on to structure, right? This level through here is holding, right? These lows are holding. This wick closed back inside. It's just about holding. The H4 structure is holding, right? But look at that big bearish H4 candle there, right? Okay, so H4 I would say is just about holding. Let's have a look at the H1. So this is what I would like to see, right? If we got a break of this level, yeah, because we're in a H1 downtrend, okay, but it's sort of, you know, again, there's a little bit of consolidation here, right? But then if we get a nice bullish candle break through this level, I think we can take price back up to those highs over here, those daily highs. If it doesn't break this level, right, and keeps wanting to push down, then obviously more room to the downside. So yeah, I'm inclined to buy this. So I'm looking for a bullish candle like this that breaks this level, breaks H1 structure, and then we could look to buy it. So yeah, there you go, Brett. Hope that helps with silver. Okay, Tocolo. Have I pronounced that correctly, Tocolo? Probably not. And Manubin. Beautiful pronunciation, I'm sure. Can you look at CAD yen and Swiss franc yen? Okay, all right. Let's have a look at a couple of yen pairs because we've had that big yen move earlier. Let me have a look at pound Swiss franc still. Look how important it is, right, to get a structure break. I'm just going back to pound Swiss franc, guys, because I'm looking for this. I'm looking for a break of this, basically. Right, this has told us that this is the last level. So if I get a break through here, I'm going to buy pound Swiss franc. Sorry, guys, I went to the dentist earlier on. My teeth are so sensitive. They're more sensitive than, I don't know. I was going to say one of my friends down the pub is quite sensitive, but I won't name and shame him. And it's okay to be sensitive. Anyway, right, CAD yen. Let's have a look at CAD yen. So the problem with this is we've, well, not the problem, but we've just had this huge yen weakness enter the market, right? But that aside, let's look at the yen pairs objectively, right? Because so many traders will see that and they'll be like, right, I'm buying it, I'm buying it, I'm buying it, right? That's not what we want to do. We want to subjectively, objectively look at it, okay? So let's take a look at the weekly chart. And that, as you can see, is a nice weekly level, right? I'm going to, well, no, yeah, we are in a downtrend on CAD yen. We are higher lows, higher highs. We're in an uptrend. But as soon as this low gets broken with this candle, we're in a downtrend. And I would suggest, looking at these weekly candles, this has more room to the downside, right? Even potentially all the way back down to this support level in here, right? That's on the weekly chart. And it's at that last weekly low. And it's at the moving average 20, right? So it doesn't matter how much yen weakness we've had come into the market today. I like this level for selling, okay? But again, let's get some more information, right? Let's not just jump into a trade. Now, what will be really interesting for me is this, okay? Now, this is the day chart, right? And we want to be with day trend, right? And we was in this kind of bit sideways action and then bang, right? We've been in a downtrend stroke range. Okay, so that makes me want to sell CAD yen from the top of the range back down to the low, right? That would make sense for me. But there's a big but. Where? Sorry, bad old gag. There's a big but, okay? And the big but is today's candle, right? How will it finish? Now, if the candle finishes like this, right, then I'm going to suggest, then that is a break of structure. That is a daily structure break. Okay, because we've broken all of these highs in here. That candle does that and stays like that. I would not be selling CAD yen anymore, right? However, I wouldn't be buying it either, right? So if the daily candle finishes like this, I wouldn't want to buy into this resistance level. And if you scroll over, you can see it was once good support, right? So it could potentially become good resistance. So even if it breaks this level, I don't want to buy into that level. So there's not a buy trade here for me, okay? Now, if the daily candle ends up like this, right? Let's say we end up with a bit of a doji, looks something like this. If your doji looks like that, please go to the hospital. Let me draw that again, right? Christ almighty, it's difficult drawing with a mouse pen. I've only had, a couple of years of practice. Bloody hell, right. Third time lucky. There we go, right? Let's say we get a candle like this. Now, I would be interested in selling. It's held on to this level, right? This candle has closed back into that level. I would consider selling this back down to these lows. All right. So yeah, it depends what Canadian yen's candle does today. And it's exactly the same with Swiss franc yen, right? Because I know this is at a lovely weekly level, right? Look at this. Again, right? You can see it was resistance, it was support, potentially resistance, right? And again, on the weekly chart, I would say this is in a downtrend, right? Very similar chart to CAD yen. And we're at a weekly resistance level. Okay. Now, obviously, this is very bullish, but this weekly candle hasn't finished forming, right? We've got to wait for that to finish forming. So if we drop down to the day chart now, again, it's all about what happens with this daily candle. You can see this level has been very good support and resistance, right? If it's good support and resistance historically, chances are it will be good support and resistance in the future, right? That is logical. So it's all about this candle because, you know, again, if you look at the day chart, really, like this is, right, a downtrend, yeah? And we are at the moving average 20 and we're at an area of resistance. So this could potentially be a very nice area for sells, right? Again, there's a big but. It all depends what this candle does. If this candle looks like this, I do not want to sell that. I don't want to touch it, right? But if we get a candle, like I say, like we get a bit of a wick rejection, maybe a bit of a doji, like dojis are getting better, that's good news, then you could potentially look for sells. So yen pairs, because we've had that real yen weakness come in, you know, we really need to wait and see what the daily candle does and how it ends up looking. All right, guys. So yes, those are the yen pairs. Guys, please don't be shy. Please ask as many questions as you like. And yeah, and it could be anything to do with trading. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button. And if everyone could please smash the like button right now, I'm going to have a drink. And also, guys, while I think of it, I've had a couple of places open up on my mentorship program. So if anyone would like to be coached one-on-one with myself, then please drop us an email and we can send you the details. All right. So check that out as well. What else are we looking at here? I was going to show you something there. What the hell was I going to show you? I don't know. Ak wants to look at Euro Swiss franc. Now, without even looking at Euro Swiss franc, that has done sweet FA for ages, right? Look at this disgusting price action, right? This, okay, Tocolo, I'm glad I pronounced your name correctly. I'm very happy about this. Just look at that from a daily point of view. Look at that. I'm going to use the word shit. That is just shitty price action. I do not want to touch that with a barge pole, right? I don't want to touch that with yours. So what do I need to see happen, right? Let's start with the weekly chart. Right. We know this is very good support, right? Fact. Do we want to sell into support? No, we don't. That's what crazy people do. Don't be crazy, but be crazy at weekends. It's more fun, right? But we do not want to sell into that. Yeah, not one bit. Okay, so sales are off. Sales are off the table straight away by looking at the weekly. But do we have a potential buy trade? Maybe on the weekly. Let's take a look at the day chart. And the day chart is no, this is a load of shit. Right? It is. It's just horrible price action. So what I would need to see is a break of this consolidation. Price has come down to this level and it's just between support and resistance. It doesn't know what to do with itself, right? So what I would need to see is a big candle, right, that breaks through this level, right? Once I see that, that tells me that buyers have won this battle. There's a battle in here. There's a battle between buyers and sellers. Nobody's winning. They're kicking the living daylights out of each other, but no one's really winning, right? And they're both laying on the floor exhausted at the moment, right? Now, if I get a nice bullish candle like this, I think Euro Swiss franc is an excellent buying opportunity, right? To take it back up to potentially these highs over here. But until that happens, I just wouldn't touch this, right? If we look at the H4, I mean, we're getting a little bit. I mean, this was just, look at that, right? At least we've had a, now we sort of can recognize trend a bit, but now we've started ranging again, right? We're ranging between here and here. But even if you got a break out of this H4 level here, you're just going straight into the crap again, right? So stay away from Euro Swiss franc. A nice trade will be pound Swiss franc if we get a setup, right? So pound Swiss franc right now, if we look at the day chart, this too, so this is a really good comparison with Euro Swiss franc. This is pound Swiss franc. And this had a bit of crap. It's a technical term. It's in all the economic books. Check it out. Crappy, shitty price action, right? Then, right, we're thinking, right, who's going to win this battle? And then kapow, greens, buyers win this battle. They've won it. Now, all we want to do is follow buyers, right? Yeah, we're in an uptrend now, right? If we just look at trend, we're in an uptrend. We've got this nice bullish candle that broke out of this consolidation, and we've got a bit of room to move into. So pound Swiss franc is the trade, not Euro Swiss franc. And to enter this, guys, if we look at the H4, I mentioned this at the start of the live stream, you know, this is looking like potentially, we've still got an hour and 20 minutes, but this could be a nice candle, right? And for the final piece of the jigsaw, I'm just waiting for a break of this level, because that would be a M15 structure break. And I've just been introducing that, guys, to make me not get into the H4 so early, right? Because what I've been doing, I've been getting into the H4 early and building it, right? Which is nothing wrong with that, but I just think I can have better entries, okay? And M15 structure break is helping me with better entries. Okay, so we'll see. I'm going to put an alarm in here now. I just want to see a break of that level. So yeah, pound Swiss franc, I would buy that one. Just say it how you see it, Tom. Don't hold back, fella. No, yeah, that was, yeah, shitty. What else are we looking at? Agora would like to look at Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Okay. Agora, let's take a look at Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Before I do, guys, if you haven't joined our trading community, then why the hell not? If you don't join it, I will send the editor around your house. Doesn't matter where you live in the world, the editor will find you. He is like Liam Neeson in Taken, right? So come join our trading community, right? It's free, right? We've got a free Discord channel. You just turn up, verify yourself, in you come, fill your boots, enjoy yourself. Right, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Now, on the weekly chart, I want to sell this, right? I do. Yeah, let's include that level there. basically we've seen this kind of price action and then bang. These lows in here, this very specific low here was broken with this candle. So Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar from last week's candle became a downtrend. Okay. And I would consider selling this all the way down to here as a swing trade, right? Now, weeklies are looking good for sells. Let's take a look at the daily. And the daily is also looking good for sells, right? We're in a downtrend. And this is where we're at, right? This is the last high. If it starts breaking that, not interested in selling anymore. But if this level holds, right, interested in selling, okay? The problem is, right, ever since we've had that break, this was last week's break, right? And this has been Monday, Tuesday. We've just had buyers in the market, right? It's just been bullish. So I want to see, perhaps we get a wick like this, something looking a little bit bearish, right? And then I think we can start selling, okay? Now, if we drop down to the H4, yeah, you can see that H4 structure has built up, in fact. It was in a downtrend and now it's in an uptrend, right? But this level's holding. So, yeah, I'd like to see a bearish daily candle and then perhaps something like this where H4 structure breaks down as well, right? We get a break of this level. And then I think we have a sell on Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. And I know when I give my analysis, guys, right, you'll probably think, Christ, Tom, that's going to take forever. I can't wait that long for a trade. Then, okay, give your money to the market, right? You have to wait for a setup, right? You can't just I like Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, sell, start selling. You need a lot of reasons to start selling, right? You need a lot of confluence. And if you don't have it, don't trade it. So that's what I would need to see on Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar to start selling it. All right. I would have to see all these confluences and I'm just not seeing them yet. However, the weekly chart tells me that I can sell this. All right. I just want the daily chart to start telling me that too. All right, guys. So, yeah, guys, on that note, thank you very much for your time. Please don't forget to join us again tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m. New York EST. Get all of your questions. I can still see we've got some questions that we haven't answered, guys. So please get all your questions over to us tomorrow, same time. Please don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys.